Hey guys, welcome to Global Gamers again, and some of you might be thinking, what the fuck? No, I'm not J-Dub. I'm Gareth. This is why we call ourselves Global Gamers, because I'm coming at you from Johannesburg in South Africa. Yes, exactly. So, now you know why we're Global Gamers. And yeah, J-Dub's been doing all our videos so far, and now it's my turn. Yes, and we're going to be looking at a pretty cool game. A game that does have some issues, but it's still a hell of a lot of fun to play. It's another zombie survival game. Oh my god, not another one of those. Well, you know, we've had a lot of Rust on our channel so far, but if you haven't heard the news, Rust has been patched, there's no more zombies. So it's not a zombie survival game. So this is actually the only zombie survival game we have on our channel now. Isn't that nice? And if you're wondering which game I'm talking about, well, let's go take a look, shall we? It is State of Decay. Now, some of you may have heard of this game. It's a game that is a ton of fun to play. It is actually a console port. The company Undead Labs released the Xbox 360 version of the game. I think it was February last year. No, a bit later than that. Well, early February. Early 2013. Jeez, okay, let's get the English going here. Early 2013, this game was released as an Xbox 360 game, and then they did a PC port. PC port. There's always concerns when you hear about a console game being ported for PC, because you never know. There's good ones, there's bad ones, and then there's horrendous ones. This one sits somewhere in between the good and the not so good. It's not terrible as a port goes, but you can see there's a couple of things that they could have just done to make life better for people. So one of the things that you'll see if you've got this game is when you load it up for the first time, there's actually that little message appears at the bottom of the screen about, you know, when the save icon is on, please don't remove your storage. Yes, it's a PC. We don't regularly remove our storage from our machines. Not a problem. But hey, that's a small gripe. That's just a bit of graphics. So to really get to see how good a console port is for PC, we kind of want to look at our options section, and if we take a look through here quickly, the one thing that is usually a bugbear is graphic settings, and here is where things aren't terrible, but they're not good either. At least we have the option of changing our resolution, although you've got that dual aspect ratio resolution thing you've got to do, which is fine, I guess. I mean, you know, we can deal with that. So you got the resolution to 1920 by 1080. The bugbear, though, is this. This is all you have as far as setting your graphics options are concerned. Not ideal. It's just a little slider that you move around. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't run a super amazing, beefy machine to play on. You don't need to with PC. Most people don't run, you know, SLI'd NVIDIA graphics cards and 64 gigs of RAM. Wow, that's a throwback. You know, and to have the option to change and tweak certain aspects of the graphics would be great. I mean, there's certain features that I don't really care for, which I can turn off and save a ton of performance. I can't do that now. So that's really missing. And the game is a third-person, sort of over-the-shoulder type perspective game, but there's no... the problem with the game is that it doesn't allow you to zoom out from your character. So a field of view option would also have been great, because sometimes it feels a little bit too constrained. I would like to actually kind of zoom out a bit more and be able to see more around me. But what you're going to do? So the other thing to look at often is controls, and here at least they've done a good job. You can see they pretty much allow you to rebind everything for the keyboard. If you want to change anything, it's all here. Pretty much everything is here. So you really don't have to worry. The only problem with controls, I will say, is that being a console port, it was originally built for controllers, and personally I'm not a fan of controllers. I mean, I've got a PC with a full keyboard and a mouse, far more control than you'd normally get from a controller, and far more accurate control, which is why I prefer that option. However, as you'll see when we get to the game, the keyboard and mouse controls are a bit janky. They're not perfect. They are fiddly, and I've heard that a controller is better to play with. I just don't like controllers. I've never liked using them, apart from very specific games, platformers and things like that, where they work incredibly well. Otherwise, the sound settings, you've got your volume sliders for 3 different types of settings. That is very nice. Just add an additional one for like a master volume would be nice, but that's not such a big deal. You can change your speakers, subtitles, so some reasonable sound settings as well. But how does the game play, you might ask? Well, let's just hop into the game. And it can sometimes take a little bit to load up. And the basic idea of this game is that you are a dude who has now arrived home after being on holiday with a buddy, and everything's gone to shit. Everything's gone to hell. Everyone's been zombified, and there's some survivors out there, and they're all holed up trying to survive and scrounge around for resources and materials and food and so on. The idea of this game is that you're a survivor, and you need to live with other survivors. Now, I am just going to quickly... Oh, I can't. So, the idea of the game is that you and your survivors have a base of operations, which is where I am now with this character, and you try and gain influence within your group, which you can see here. And the population of our group is 13, so that's quite a lot of people here. Now, there's management involved in your base. So let's start off there before we get into the other parts of this game. The basic idea is that you have a base. Now here we're in the Snyder Trucking Warehouse, which we chose as a base. Originally you start the game and you find some survivors in a church, which is reasonable. It's a decent size, but eventually your number of survivors just grows too large. And you can see here he has all the survivors that are part of the group. And eventually that number just grows too large and you need to find an alternative. So I came out and I took this one. And the reason I took this one is because you can see all these little blocks are modules that you can add to the game. These were built already, the parkings and the radio room. And that's the basics of the game. You build, for example, a kitchen, you build a warehouse to store more stuff that you might gather, a machine shop for making some items and things. You can see here we can make a flame fougasse. We can make firecrackers, which are great for distracting zombies, and we can make suppressors for our weapons. Not bad. Then we have the other, and all of these provide you benefits. I mean, a guard tower just keeps you safer in your base. You need bedroom space for people to sleep. There's more bedroom space. Warehouse lockers. Okay, no sleeping. And so on. Garden for more food, an infirmary for medical training area, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Okay. So, but you're not limited to just one base. You can create outposts all around the map. So if we just take a look at the map quickly, you can see there are outposts around. So these other points here are other survivors. This is one of our outposts here. These are other survivors that you can interact with. The green ones are friendly, the white ones are neutral, red ones don't like you very much. And these are missions I can do. And I'm going to get to how the gameplay handles that as well. Here's another outpost in this other little town. You can see the map is quite large, and there's quite a lot to do here. It's pretty big. And you can see I've got the quest to actually leave the valley, and that basically ends the game. You can see there's one of our survivors running back from going to fetch supplies. So this is quite a big map. So putting the map aside, the basic idea of the game as well is you're surviving, you're gathering resources, but every now and then you'll get sort of quests will pop up. Other survivors will need your help. Survivors in your base will need help. And you need to go out and help these people and gain reputation with them and things like that. And eventually, some might join you, some are helpful. Just kind of surviving, trying to be the good guy, and so on. So you can see there's a bunch of our survivors. There's one on watch. You can see he has our chain link fence around our base, and the zombies are out there. Alright, so how about we actually get into some combat here and take a look? Because, to be honest, the combat is maybe the weakest part of the game, in all fairness. And that is okay, funnily enough. It's not necessarily a bad thing that the combat is weak, because, to be honest, this isn't all about combat. It's not all about killing stuff. So, hit him with a pipe. Oh, he's dead, one shot. Nice. And you'll see at the bottom here, there's this blue bar down the side here, which is my stamina. And what that affects is my ability to run and do damage. Oh, there's quite a lot of zombies out here now. That affects my ability to do damage. So let's go, and here's a zombie lying on the ground. Kill him. Oh, no. You can see if I knock this guy down, I can use finishing moves and finish him now. Bang. You know, combat's basic. There are weapons, but using guns is usually a very bad idea. Only because they make so much noise, they'll just attract more zombies. Oh, no, let go of me, let go of me. QTE, let go of me. Okay, that one's dead. See, my stamina is now going up as I stop. So yeah, not super complicated. Not super in-depth. Maybe I will just shoot the gun a bit because I can just get back to base if I need to. And goodbye. And oh no! Oh, I got it. Okay. And goodbye. Oh, I missed. And I missed again. Got him. Okay. It's easy. It's not super complicated. Guns are a difficult thing to use correctly because they make so much noise. And you can see they're already attracting a ton of zombies. So I'm going back into base quick. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Goodbye. And close the gate. So the guard tower now is going to shoot at them, which is great. Okay. So that's the basics of the combat. Now, the game tries in the beginning to warn you about using vehicles. Because the vehicles make noise, obviously, and they pull a lot of zombies and stuff like that. But the car is a weapon. And you can kill an absolute load of zombies using the car. Come on, close the gate. So why wouldn't you? I mean, it's a pretty effective weapon on its own. Oh, thank you. And to be honest, if you pull a lot of zombies, who cares? Because the problem with the running is that maybe we'll see one while we're out here. Oh, there's a horde right here. Is these zombie hordes. If you run into any of those, you're pretty much screwed. You can see what I mean about the janky controls. Yes, kill off the horde. Yep, got the whole bunch. And that's just it. I mean, with the car, you can knock off these guys pretty damn quickly. You notice that my car is steaming now, so there is damage done to vehicles as you drive into things. So we're going to head into a house here. I have not searched this house yet. You can see on my little mini-map at the bottom, it doesn't have a big X over it. So I've got to be careful because there could be zombies in here. In fact, there probably is. I'm just going to close this door, close the door. There we go. Let's just take a walk around the house and see if we find any zombies before we start searching. Okay. Yeah. You see my mini-map inside the house? This is the little black dots. Once I've searched through all of those, then I'm pretty confident the house is empty. There's not a lot of damage done to this house. It's in pretty good condition. Now, this is definitely not a children's game. I say that because sometimes you go into these houses and it's like a horror movie scene. It's so extreme, the damage that's been done.
Where's that free here?
Okay, so let me search this premises, and you can see these items around the house that are glowing white. I can search those for materials and supplies and food and weapons and whatever else we might need. Just hold E. This pops. Okay, so I have a decision now. Let me just grab that one quick. I have a decision now. With these types of items, these resource items, this is a food resource. I can either put this on my back myself and carry it back to base, which earns me more reputation, or I can use some of my reputation to radio home and call for a scavenger. So that means one of the other survivors in my base will come to this location and search the property for supplies and fish them instead. But then I lose 10 reputation for doing that. Now, what I can do instead, as well, is break it open. And there's a zombie here somewhere. Where is that zombie? I can break it open, which then, because the base uses food resources. When we saw the base stats, you can see that we have 25 food resource. If I break it open, it won't be that number won't increase anymore. Now, where is that sound coming from? That's the other thing to remember. When you are searching, you're actually making noise. can't find the zombie. Maybe he'll just come in eventually when he's ready. Alright, so I'm actually going to pick this up myself, so just hold space, and there it is, on my back.
I'm bringing this stuff home.
The problem is now, of course, I get a bit overburdened, and I can't carry a second one of these. Oh. Oh, there he is! Ah! Oh, damn, that gave me a fright. Let's finish him off. Holy moly. Okay. I might be thinking, oh, the zombies, they look so easy. I mean, you just beat them up a bit and they die. Yeah. One at a time. Maybe two. Once you start getting much more than that, it really becomes terrifying. These zombies are not your friends. Okay, use, please. Why can't I use that? Oh, there we go. Okay. So you can use painkillers to restore health. I know, sort of Max Payne-ish. But on their own, zombies are not terrifying. They're actually pretty damn easy to, handle. It's when you deal with more than about 4 probably, then it becomes really terrifying because they swarm you pretty heavily. Especially if you start firing guns, then you'll have a lot of zombies get attracted by that. I can't pick all of this up. I'll have to come back here and grab the rest of the stuff. But that's nice, I found some stuff. Not bad. And I can go put that back into the home base. I'm just going to search the rest of these rooms in case I can stack some items, and then I'll head back. And that's the very basic portion of the game, going to the different places. Oh, come on. There we go. And searching through these properties. And there's bound to be, obviously, some more painkillers and things in here. Oh, there's a whole medicine resource. Okay, so I'm going to call to home.
As a reminder to all citizens of
And call for scavengers.
until the current crisis is over, possession of firearms by civilians has been declared unlawful.
Okay, that's one of the
Civilians
NPC.
currently in possession of firearms have a 2-day grace period to surrender them to the sheriff or one of his duly appointed deputies.
Okay, that's on the radio now. That's one of the NPC survivors as well. This judge has basically taken over the courthouse and made a safe place for people, supposedly with law enforcement. Come on, over you get. To the car we go. And they want to kind of bring things back to the way it was before the zombie apocalypse. In other words, civilians don't carry guns or shoot people or loot houses. Now, that's a bit ridiculous if you ask me. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Oh, no, that's my guy. See, that's the other cool thing. You can actually see I called for a person to go scavenge that house, and now someone's going out to scavenge it. Pretty neat, that. I'm back at base. Oh, damn.
How's it going?
So this
I'm
isn't
almost
so bad.
We'll
This
crack
is
open
actually
a cold one for
the
you.
gun with the game with all of the scavenging and the missions that you get and so on is actually a hell of a lot of fun. The one thing I can say that is not so much fun is that, well, it's not very challenging. That's a real problem. So far, I've not really had any problems. I've not lost any survivors to zombie hordes. You tend to always find a way out, especially if you keep a vehicle nearby for yourself. You tend to always be able to get away at least, and maybe use the car itself,
Do what you can.
and do things like run over zombies with the car. So you're safe. You don't have to worry about getting killed by the zombies. There are some missions that are quite intense where you essentially have to keep people alive through sort of waves and waves of zombies. But they're rare, and ultimately you end up inside with 3 or 4 other people with you to help handle the zombies. So not a big deal. Otherwise, graphically as well, the game, not too bad. It's not that bad. Obviously, I've only got it on sort of the medium settings. But even there, it doesn't look terribly bad. If I upped it up to Ultra, maybe I can do that quick and just have a look at what that is like. Let's bump that up to Ultra spec. And it's nice that you don't have to... And there it is in Ultra with sort of... It's basically the anti-aliasing. And you can see there's motion blur. I wish I could turn that off. I really don't like it. But even on Ultra, it looks pretty good. It's not bad. The texture quality is reasonable. It's not going to break any records. The game does look quite nice. There are some scenes where you end up out and about in sort of the middle of a field, overlooking other fields and things like that, and it's very, very pretty, to be perfectly honest. So this is, sometimes it is kind of, it has its beautiful moments as well.
Take care of out there.
Okay, Lily, be quiet
Yeah.
now. But like I said before, the biggest problem I've got at the moment is that it's relatively easy, unfortunately, and that's something that the developers have fixed with the DLC. And recently they patched the game as well to try and produce more zombies, which we've seen out there. There's quite a lot of zombies as we were walking out and about. But it's relatively easy. There's not a super amount of challenge to the game. The most challenging aspects are actually getting the human interactions correct. That's really the more difficult part. You can see right here, Daniel, I've got a mission that involves me just making someone happier. Now, the other aspect of this game, which makes it a bit more interesting than others, is that the character that you play as gets tired, and they have to sleep. But it doesn't mean that you have to have downtime, because if I go to this view over here, I can actually switch to one of the other survivors that are at least a friend with me and aren't busy. So she's on a mission, she's not available. Marcus, he's a friend, he's on a mission though. He's on a mission. On a mission. On a mission. On a mission. Wow, none of these guys are available. Okay. So Karen is available. And he's on a mission, and Charlotte Raider is available if I want. So let's switch to Charlotte Raider. And there we go. Now I'm playing as one of the other survivors in our base, which is a pretty neat feature in my opinion. There's our little garden. Yeah, not so bad. Now, the game, I keep saying it, the game is a lot of fun to play. It's got its problems, it has a few issues. If you get the DLC, now let's just go through what the DLC gives you. And I know this is not what I've got here, I haven't bought it yet. There's the DLC is essentially they've removed sort of the questing side of the game and have made it so that the survival aspect is more enhanced, and there's no quests, but there are finite resources on the map. Eventually, once you search every house and every room and every building, every field that might have resources, there's nothing left, and that's the end of the game. What all the DLC does, have I looked at a zombie or whatever, all that the DLC does is remove all those quests, and in essence, body bits. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And let's kill the horde, and make this and make the survival aspect more important. So what they do to ramp up the difficulty as well is that they then just want to make sure I kill all these zombies. Got them all. Cool. They make it harder and harder as time goes on. So eventually, you'll get so swamped by zombies and difficult zombies and big zombies that you struggle to survive. And there are different types of zombies in this game, which makes it pretty interesting as well. There's your regular old shamblers. They come in different looks and varieties.
I'll look and see what we got.
They come in different varieties and stuff, but there are other types that are more dangerous. There's, for example, a SWAT zombie, which wears armor, which makes him just a little bit more tougher to take down. Then you get the Screamer, which is an armless zombie that screams in a high-pitched voice. And it kind of stuns you so that the other zombies could potentially take advantage of you being stunned. Then you get things like the Bloater, which as soon as you kill it, it explodes in poisonous gas. And then the scariest one of them all is the Big Un, they call it. It's an enormous zombie that pretty much takes about, 5-6 shots with a shotgun to kill. Not to mention a bunch of hits with a melee weapon if that's what you're using as well. It's a very tough zombie to kill. In fact, it's the only zombie in the game I'd say that you need to kill with a gun. Just because getting up close to that one, he can pretty much insta-kill you. Grab you and just rip you to shreds. So you might want to avoid him if possible. You see I'm busy toying with the AI here. I alert them so that they all group up, and then I can just run them all over with my door open, and there's the horde is killed. Pretty easy. There's a bunch of zombies in that house. Have I searched? Yeah, I have searched it. Nah, I don't want to go in there. And here we can, I think this is one of the... Yeah, this is one of the SWAT zombies again. He's dead now. And yeah, you can see that there's a lot of variety in the terrain as well, and the environments. I'm busy driving now back to the original town that you kind of start in. Just to show you guys kind of the area that you start in and the church that you'll start in. And you can see the thing with this game, there's no shortage of vehicles. You can kind of use any vehicle that you see in the game. Some are better than others, some withstand, crushing zombies better than others. Some are faster, some are noisier, so there's some nice variety there too. Let me show you one of these aspects of the game as well. The idea of surveying, which is a unique feature where if you want things to appear on your map, you actually need to get to high points and survey to find them. Let's go. We climb up here. Now this is the tricky bit because I've got to get around here without falling off. And up we go. And this to me is kind of an annoying part of the game, to be perfectly honest. I don't understand why I need to do this.
Gonna look around now.
But I need to hover over the question
Spotted
marks.
a
That's a
weird one.
SWAT zombie. I see a question mark, I hover over it. That's another SWAT zombie. That's another SWAT zombie. You can see these are the things I've already identified from this position. But I'm just doing it again because sometimes things change. So there's
That's
another
not a normal
SWAT.
zombie.
What else? Okay, there's nothing up here. But you can see the basic idea of this. You end up hovering over these items, and then the little circle fills in, and there we go. Now it finally appears on your map as somewhere to go, something to do. Ooh, hello there. I guess the sound of the vehicle attracted him. Now getting down is also there we go, tricky bit. So what I mean about the controls are a bit odd that way. And oh no, I didn't fall down. Okay. Oh, now I did. Oh, lovely. All right, let's just deal with the zombie quick and be on our way. There's damage models to the car. That's quite nice. And finishing off. Right, off we go. Yeah, it's a pretty polished game. I mean, the alpha came out. The alpha came out. Ooh, damn. The alpha came out late last year, sort of September-ish, if I remember correctly, and then it came out again and then it came out as a full release in about November last year.
Our people are in trouble.
And
They need you to bail them out of a jam.
okay, so we've got one of our people in our base needs help. Not a problem. Oh, this is not a horde now. So, what was I talking about now? Keep getting distracted by the game. The dangerous part of this game is running around alone, but you never need to do that, even though the game kind of wants you to do that. Because really, if you're running alone, you're just going to attract so many zombies. And I've tried that. I've tried to play the game without using vehicles as much, only if it's a very long distance when I use them, and it really doesn't work out. It's really difficult to do that correctly. This is our old base here. So you invariably end up driving a lot of cars around. Hey, what you gonna do? And here's our original base where we were. Oh, I hear a zombie. Where are you? In fact, this place might be infested by zombies now, because now there's no one here to keep them out. Let's go take a look inside. Church of the Ascension. It's a potential home site, which means we could move back if we really wanted to. But yeah, it's just not big enough.
Sweep. Make sure everything's clear.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that things are clear. Yeah, and you can move house around as much as you like, really. The problem with that is that you need to then restart all those nice structures that you built in the beginning. Oh, hello. Wow. Okay, here's some major combat now. And you can push them. Alright, dead. Oh, back one. Get you. Get you. Oh. See.
I could use some food.
Oh, come on. Come on. She's tired. Oh, God, she's gonna die. I'm finally gonna kill off my first survivor. You can use food to bring stamina back, which is what I was trying to do there. So, excuse me for the silent commentary there, but just trying not to let her die. Come on. See what I mean about it getting pretty intense? And there's still zombies out there, which just haven't noticed me yet. Whew.
Attention citizens. We've had reports of armed civilians attempting to force our patrols to provide supplies.
Some
Be
painkillers.
advised that I have authorized all troops to respond to such measures with lethal force.
Alrighty.
For your own safety, remain in your homes and wait for this to blow over.
Okay. No other zombies around that I can see. Let's go whacking. And oh, that's also a funny thing about the combat. If you're busy finishing off a zombie, the others can't actually attack you for some reason. Oh, there we go. Got them. Brilliant. Alrighty. Well, that is basically State of Decay, guys. A pretty fun zombie survival game with a few funny issues and quirks, and perhaps could be more challenging. But it's still a lot of fun to play. I mean, if you really want to manage a group of survivors and have yourselves build yourself a base and do incredibly well, love that, the door. Then this is the game for you. I mean, out of the other zombie survival games, DayZ still in alpha at the moment. Rust, no longer a zombie survival game. And this one is pretty damn polished. It's a pretty nice game. Not bad at all. It's on sale it's on sale on Steam as well for $20, which is definitely not bad. Definitely worth the money. You could of course wait for it to come on special. So many items come on special on Steam all the time. But hey, why would you need to do that? It's only $20. It's actually a damn good game for that price. If it had been any higher, then I might say, you know, don't bother and wait only for a special, because then it might be a bit overpriced with all the small issues. The graphics aren't really AAA quality, but otherwise the game is pretty complete and pretty nice for $20. Definitely a good time to be had. And we just play with the AI a bit here. Door, and there's the horde killed. Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. And we'll see you next time on Global Gamers. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment. I mean, I do answer comments as much as I can. Smash them zombies. I do answer comments as much as I can as well. And share your experience if you've already got the game. Thanks so much, guys. See you later. Ciao.